bid package, we did have requirements that they be a license through the state of Tennessee, that they be able to provide the bonds, performance bonds, things like that, and they have to show prior experience with this type of project. So beyond that, the four bidders were in state. We had one from Knoxville. That's a pretty big turnout. That the jobs and all the bids were pretty close. They're typically not this close, but it's because of this type of job. So it didn't have as much competition as we might like to see.
It looked like it was, I think it was Bristol, Virginia, that I'm sure that they're licensed, and it was more of a curiosity question.
Oh, yeah. I'll be back in front of you pretty soon with the copy net demolition, and that one did have 17 plan holders and from all over the area, so that's quite different. But this one, it's easier for the local people really to get this. King General is a company that we've dealt with before.
It's great. Thank you for all of you.
Sure.
Any other questions for Scott?
Before we do, actually, sorry, also before I entertain a motion, it's National brought one more thing to this, to full, or background, all point time.
Apple 121 and somebody's. Yes, we have Megan Bell. She is a staff attorney in our legal department. And I don't know, Megan, if you've had an opportunity to present to the commission yet, but welcome. And we are very fortunate to have her on board. So
Let's pull the microphone. Apple, that is, set the cheek to.
Well, I'm here to talk about the PACER program. It is, the legislature adopted the PACER Act in 2021, and it's a financing tool that will allow developers to apply special tax assessment for qualified permanent improvements to eligible projects. We have, the city anticipates that we'll have a portal on the website for interested parties to go to determine if they have an eligible project, and then they can work with a program administrator, which would be in-house, to determine how to get set up with either they to bring in a capital financing or financer, or what the last year was out.
And this is statewide, then?
It is statewide. It's actually national. Tennessee adopted it in 2021, but it's been in I think 37 states have adopted it nationwide, and the District of Columbia.
And we set the scenario where a project could take advantage of this, but we're really just a conduit. It's not like the city's not borrowing money. The city is just really creating the scenario which a builder could, and this is just another offering that they might elect to take advantage of.
Correct. There's something that is designed more to help with the infrastructure, and it is the legislature allows for, or they've actually built into the statute that the liability would not fall on municipalities.
Right.
I'm glad to see you. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, I'll entertain, Commissioner Colliers' motion. Is there a second?
I'll move that.
All right. Ms. Laus.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Fowlers?
Yes.
Commissioner Wise?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fox?
Yes.
Mayor Fern?
Yes. Ms. Ball.
Yes, the next item on your agenda is the third reading on ordinance. This is ordinance 4905-24. This is the third and final reading for an ordinance to abandon a 30-foot wide drainage and utility easement and a 20-foot wide temporary construction easement for B Station. Tom Witherspoon, our Word and School Director, is here on this item.
Good evening, Commissioners. Mayor Tom Witherspoon, Director of Water Sewer Services. This is the third reading of an easement abandonment for your consideration. Nothing has changed from the first or second reading. The location is out off of Highway 36 and Rockingham Road. The new easement has already been granted by the developer, and it's been recorded.
And we'd recommend you approve both on this. Any questions? All
right. One's a second. Zoe, is a third. Ms. Laus?
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Fowler?
Yes.
Commissioner Wise?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cox?
Yes.
Mayor Hunt?
Yes.
Ms. Ball.
Commissioners, your last item is item 7.1. This is consideration of an annexation. This is a Davenport property on Bobby Hicks Highway. It's a request to proceed for voluntary annexation of approximately 3.9 acres along Bobby Hicks Highway.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Callie McGrew, and I'm here to present to you this request to proceed. It's a voluntary annexation of approximately 3.9 acres along the Bobby Hicks Highway. The requested use is a state Tennessee driver's license office. Here's our project or timeline for this annexation. Right now, we're at this request to proceed. We hope the final resolution will be passed on April 17th. Here is the subject property. The property owner has requested the annexation of 3.9 acres along the Bobby Hicks Highway. The parcel is continuous to the city limits. And if you see this little sliver here, you might see it better on the next slide, but it's a sliver of it is already in the city, thanks to this property, this neighboring property. And then the applicant is seeking a zoning assignment of B5 or community business district. So we haven't done the planning services yet, but once the requests proceed, if we do move forward, we will get the departments to get on. And then this is the concept plan for the new, for the DMV. And if you have any questions about this concept plan, the property owner is here with us tonight, so you can ask him any questions you may have. Just to orient you guys, here's the property in question, and then the property next to it and across the street and the road are all city limits. So with that, staff recommends approval of the request to proceed, given that the property located adjacent to the city is adjacent to the city limits and within the urban growth boundary and service area.
Thank you.
Rick Ribble. Is there a second? Thank you. Ms. Loss.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Fowler?
Yes.
Commissioner Wise?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cox?
Yes.
Mayor Hunter?
Yes.
Mr. Shabada, that concludes your formal business tonight.
Bill Krebs. Commissioner Wise, you have anything?
I can't. Most of the appointments that I serve on, JCD and so forth, their activity is forthcoming the remainder of the month, so I'll have presumably things to tell you at the next meeting. Oh, haven't had those meetings yet.
Commissioner Brock, the meetings.
Well, I sit on two boards, the Animal Control Board and the Prevention and Visitors Bureau. We had our reading to the CBD this past Wednesday. The biggest part of the activity bar right now is staff getting ready for Big South D1 basketball conference championships that will be posted right here in Johnson City. We'll be at Freeman Hall, and a lot of great work, and thank you, Mr. Willis, New York, and with the team there. That we're real proud of Freedom Hall hosting the tournament. Nine universities will be coming into town along with all the visitors and hopefully a lot of local folks who will be going. And if you like basketball, like this being in town, so that's great. In addition to that, the CDB is working on, I think, something like 17 other events in 2025 that are bringing a lot of what we call heads in beds. And so our hoteliers are very happy about where Johnson City is now, and it is really becoming a destination for a lot of good things to come. On the Animal Control Board, I will, it's been very interesting with the hurricane results. And our shelter has been kind of a pivot point for caring for a lot of animals that were impacted by the floods. We have taken all the Unicorn County cats and then a lot of the dogs that come in while they will try to reconstruct their shelter over there. But we have the lowest number of animals in the shelter that we've ever had, and here's the reason why. We were up to about over 400 animals here just a few months ago. But when the storm hit, we had people from all over the nation start contacting, and they used our shelter as kind of a point of contact. And other rescues, I think I mentioned this to you, when they were flying airplanes in to help take these dogs and cats to areas of the country that have very strict spay-neuter laws that don't have animals that are readily adoptable. So right now, we have 69 dogs, and we have about 225 cats. Now, that seems like a lot, times 4 paws. But it is very, very controllable and manageable now for our shelter, and we're very excited about that. In addition, we have had truckloads of animal pet food and Chewy.com, if anybody orders from that, sent in a truckload of just stuff. Leashes, collars, sweaters, bowls, and that we've distributed into the areas that were impacted by the floods. So things are going well there. We appreciate all the support that we've gotten with the shelter.
Sound good. Ask for our second sponsor.
Well, it's great to hear. I watched the Planning Commission meeting that was this past Tuesday. It was a short agenda, 4 items, mostly of very little consequence. The main one that will be coming for us is a preliminary plat for a project with 30 single-family units on the Old Prairie Station. And then the JC Builds Task Force met as well to kind of see where we're at, and a lot of positive, words were said, and Alicia's done a great job with her team in implementing and looking at the processes in a different way, and that I think works well for city staff and for the building community. And then I guess for me, lastly, would be that Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and so there are a lot of great events in our community. I encourage everybody to go to one at least if you have the opportunity to take off on Monday. Vice Mayor, anything?
Not really with the city, just to kind of keep our thoughts and prayers for people on the West Coast, and makes us thankful for the first responders that we have here, our great fire department, and what we have, the resource that we have.
Trey, Mr. Powell? I'm also on the same CDB, and I did a walkthrough with the Big South people today. We're in town, and I walked through Freedom Hall, and I'm the volunteer physician for the tournament, and I've got a couple athletic trainers that are helping us, one from Science Hill and one from my office. And we walked through and set up where the training rooms are going to be and all that, and the Big South people are just really happy with Freedom Hall and all the changes there. So they're excited about getting here for the tournament. And then I'm also on the EMS board, which met Tuesday night. And unfortunately, I think, I'm now vice chairman of the EMS board, because nobody else wanted to do it. And I was running the meeting because the chairman was sick and shrunk. So it's sort of, we elected him chairman again. So Mark is very happy about being chairman again. He's been like 10 years now or something. So anyway, everybody else made me be vice chairman because I'm one who fills in for him if he's not there for So that's the meetings that I've been to. So for sure.
Yeah, I think we need one other thing, and I think I can speak on behalf of everybody sitting up here and to thank our city staff for what we've done in the last 5 days. How long has it been since we had over the weekend, the snowstorm and the frigid weather that I know of our staff has been having to work out in? And Jason, thank you to the folks out there for getting the streets cleaned, and that it was a great communication. This is the order in which it's done. So I think people were probably a little bit more understanding because the communication went out. So, and I know it's not just Public Works, it's all of our departments who are working in water, sewer, yeah, for sure, but are working in these conditions. And so we thank you for making the city look good.
Absolutely. End up being for you. Absolutely. Event tonight at 10 o'clock.
there's a lane of Rome Street that for the that's
Broken water line at Sunset Drive there, so I'm not gonna be out at 10 a.m. up till 5 a.m. and they're working, but I'm sorry it's so cold for them to work underground with frozen water and such, but, just if you're going that way, be careful.
Absolutely. Ms. Ball, any items?
Okay.
Nothing else, sir?
Well, seeing nothing further, we'll adjourn the
So